You know who made it.
And we are live from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. And I think that's it. It's Revening's Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, Revenue Party people. We've got our hot topics, hot prizes, and hot guests tonight. So we're getting right into it. And yes, as Eric is asking you in the comments, where are you tuning in from? Because I'm really curious. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Well, technically, I'm right outside of it in Westerville, Ohio, but want to know where you're at as well. So plug that in. I think we've got people tuning in from all over the world right now. So plug it in. Hey, South Africa, how's it going out there? Lots to learn tonight. And of course, we will be playing this as a replay, and the recording can always be found over on YouTube. But let's get right into it tonight because we've got some hot guests, hot topics, and hot prizes, as you know. But thank you to High Level and Cherry Assistant for sponsoring tonight's episode. As you all know, I love High Level. It's my everything tool. I use it for, well, lately it's been a lot of emails, and I have been sending Cyber Monday emails and holiday emails, but it's also CRM, and there's a calendar tool and a funnel and automation and AI, and I could go on, all for like $97 a month compared to some of these other crazy prices some of your employers are paying, or maybe you are paying thousands and thousands of dollars for those tools. You don't need to anymore. But I want to help you. We want to help you. Both guests tonight, I met them at the High Level Summit. So we're high level people. We're going to be talking all about high level tonight. And if you want to try out High Level, just go to revening.com/high level. You can definitely check it out. But also, we are doing a weekly newsletter. So if you ever want to know who we're having on every week, remember, we're going to daytime episodes in 2025, which I'm looking forward to. When we started this show, I was working full time as a CMO, and I did it in the evening after I got the kids to bed. But the kids are older. They don't go to bed as easily. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get that more in alignment. But we have some hot prizes. So start commenting #headset to enter to win a free wireless headset from Headset Advisor. Headset Advisor sells professional headsets to sales teams. And you know it's good quality when they're selling to entire teams. And you can get on your Zoom calls and you can walk around, make your coffee. There's noise canceling software. It's really, really just helpful to have. I love having my headset advisor headset during the day when I'm on sales calls. So put hashtag headset in the comments to enter to win that headset. Hashtag personal branding will get you 1 month free of my coaching program where we're talking about LinkedIn, we're growing on high level, and we're taking up more space online. And then, of course, our guest prizes, which I'm going to let them tell you about here in a moment. One of them may or may not have thrown in something a little extra just now pre-show to tell you about. So exciting stuff. Put in hashtag revenue to enter to win for the guest prizes for tonight. So check those out. We'll be reminding you throughout the episode or for people who tune in late what to enter to win. We'll give those out at the end of the episode. But let me get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and introduce tonight's guest. Thank you so much for being here, Roger Wakefield and San Aung. I really appreciate it. Are you there? Oh my goodness. Both of you are muted.
We were unmuted.
Oh, you muted us. Shame on you.
Wasn't me. Busted. So Roger Wakefield, we have so much to learn from you. I have to tell you, the story you gave, I think it was on affiliate day at the High Level Summit about, hi, my name is Roger Wakefield and I'm just a plumber, was so brilliant. And it captured me. And I come from a trades family. So to learn how someone could take something like plumbing and create content to generate revenue is so incredible. And I can't wait to hear you talking about YouTube. You've got 640,000 subscribers there. My husband knows about you. We still have some plumbing issues in the bathtub that he's fixing from watching your videos.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he's learning a lot from you. And he may or may not be Christmas shopping, but he was going to tune in when he was done. But yeah, really appreciate having you here. And San, I met you walking through the whole summit as well. And, you are using High Level and helping your clients use High Level with automation and AI, which I only dabbled a little bit in the High Level AI stuff. So I'm really looking forward to learning about automation and AI from you tonight as well too. I know you're tuning in all the way from Colombia. It's really beautiful view earlier when I saw the full window.
Yeah. I'm basically living the dream. Being able to work remotely, being able to do something I love. I mean, I can talk all day and night about AI and automation. So excited to be here.
Well, we're really grateful to have you. Let's go ahead and learn more about you. So, San, since you're right there, let's just go ahead and ask you, could you tell us in Wednesday style your full life story from birth to what brought you to now in 2 minutes? And we don't want to know, the boring stuff that we can find on LinkedIn, like your job experience. We want to know the real juicy information and the human information about you. So I'm going to put the clock up. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, so I was born in a country called Burma. It's a Southeast Asian country. I was raised by my mother and my grandmother primarily because my dad was traveling abroad and he finally got the opportunity to bring us over to the United States. So came to the US when I was around 11 years old. And yeah, from there, I did everything that my parents wanted me to do, like go to school, go to university, get my MBA, checked off all the boxes. Even got like a really high paying management consulting job and did that for about 10 years. And then I just started looking around and started looking at the people that were way above me. And I was like, okay, is this really where I want to go? And the answer was no. So I started going online and started figuring out like, okay, what are some different online side hustles? All right, let's start an Amazon store. Let's start an e-commerce. And then the one that I really enjoyed doing was the agency model, which was more in line with what I was already doing as a consultant. So it was like, okay, I can do this. I can, start talking to small businesses and I can help them with their marketing. It started with selling chatbot automation and doing Facebook ads. And then from there, like, that's where I discovered High Level, because it was just like, I was spending about like $1,500 every single month for my clients, because we had to put together like at least 10 different tools and like just put them all together using Zapier. it was just a mess. I mean, I love it personally, but like when something breaks, the client, you know, it calls me and they're like, hey, just can you come fix it? So it was kind of a, you know, a nightmare having to like work on the weekends and just like being on call all the time. And then High Level came in and they just had everything in one place. So that really saved a lot of my my work there. So now I started teaching the same thing that I did, which was start, you know, running an automation business. And the AI thing is just happened recently. So you know, for me, it's like, it just makes more sense to like combine AI and automation to build systems for small businesses, because, you know, think about it, like they really need systems because a lot of the times they're running small teams, or sometimes they're just a one-man show. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And now I run a school community of over 450 members, helping them start their own AI agency.
That's incredible. And I really appreciate that story. And sharing how, you know, you were born and you said Burma?
Burma, yep.
Okay. And now you are a traveling entrepreneurial nomad. I mean, it's still an incredible story to simplify it that way. So thank you so much for sharing that. And Roger, you have a similarly incredible story. So take it away with 2 minutes and tell us about it.
You know, mine's a little bit different. I literally quit high school, started plumbing, and I really loved it. But I realized that I wanted to go back to high school. I wanted to finish. And I was far enough ahead when I quit that when I went back for my senior year, I was able to graduate with my class. And I plumbed for many, many years. And I hate to say this, but I don't like marketing companies, because when you're a plumbing company and you don't know anything about marketing or anything like that, every time you call a marketing company, they want to rebuild your website. They want to charge you to rebuild and redo everything. And after spending $47,000, I literally decided I have to do something else, because not did I just spend $47,000, I spent $47,000 to make my phone stop ringing. So I decided to learn social media. And then after social media, I went ahead and started learning SEO and marketing and all that, fell in love with Go High Level and everything they've got. But the neat thing is, you know, like I said, look, I'm Roger Wakefield. I'm just a plumber. And I started out as that, and I'm still that. I've got every license in Texas. But the cool thing is, in the last 6 years, I have learned to grow a plumbing YouTube channel into the largest plumbing YouTube channel in the world. So we've got a lot of people here that are on LinkedIn. What I would tell them is, if you can, pull out your phone, open up another screen, go search the word YouTube. I mean, go search the word plumbing on YouTube and scroll down until you see the big white mustache. The cool thing about it is I did that on my own in about 6 years. Now I teach other tradespeople. I teach entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, everybody how to use YouTube to grow their business. And if I can do it, I can teach you to do it, because I'm Roger Wakefield and I'm just a plumber.
And with like 1 second left, you got all of that in, and that was a really beautifully said. Thank you so much, Roger. And you are the one talking now, so let's just move right into the first topic, which is yours, Roger. Promoting your business on YouTube. So you're the expert here. You have 640,000 followers on YouTube. I believe I checked earlier, it's like 585 followers on TikTok. So like 585,000 and 640,000. I'm not like, and so you're the expert with video. You understand the importance of video, but just focusing on YouTube. YouTube's so powerful because Google owns it, and YouTube gets your website. You get you ranked on those Google searches. So, you know, there's a lot of value there with what you do and building on YouTube. So could you talk to us a little bit about creating content on YouTube and specifically promoting your business on YouTube?
Well, first of all, no matter what business anybody watching you is in, and I learned this in the beginning because at the age of 54, I go to a social media marketing conference and I'm walking down the corridor. Now, at the age of 54, I'm headed to a room to do Facebook because That's what social media is at that age. But to be honest, what I did is I saw a placard that says, get in front of your customers using video. So I turn left, I go into this room, I sit down on the front row, and the guy gets up to speak, and he literally says the first words out of his mouth are, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Well, Jesse, I shut my notebook. I thought this guy's crazy, he has no idea what he's talking about. And I put my hand on the chair next to me, and I turn to get up, to stand up, and I look at the back of the room, and it's standing room only. And I turn around and I look back up at the podium, and the guy standing there, the next words he said were, and it's owned by Google, the largest search engine in the world. And I thought, you know what? This is stuff I don't even know. So I opened my notebook back up. I took about 3 pages of notes. And a month later, I started posting on YouTube. 1 month later, we've got a YouTube channel started. We're posting 3 videos a week. And that was 6 years ago. In 6 years, I went from 0 subscribers to, like you say, 640,000. We also decided to start doing TikTok. LinkedIn reached out to me 1 year later. We're on LinkedIn right now. The cool thing about being on LinkedIn Live, I was one of the first 12 people in the world to do LinkedIn Live because they saw what I was doing on YouTube and they saw the videos I was posting on LinkedIn. So I was one of the beta testers for LinkedIn Live. The cool thing about it is we decided, look, what we're doing on YouTube, we can do on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Later, we did TikTok. So across all our social platforms, we're getting close to 2 million subscribers, 2 million followers. But the cool thing is we're getting close to 10 million views a month. And if I can do this as a plumber, and remember, guys, I started doing this to grow my plumbing company because marketing companies had ripped me off. So what I want to tell you, if you're watching right now, no matter what business you have, no matter what business you're in, what trade, what industry, what niche, whatever it is, if you will start a YouTube channel and start teaching people what it is you do, why you do it, how you do it, why you do it better than everybody else, teach them things about your trade, your niche that they don't know, that they don't understand. You can literally grow a following. You can grow a community. You can grow a brand, and it can literally change your life. I started this to grow a small plumbing company just outside of Dallas, Texas. And at the time we started growing, business was struggling at the time. We were probably around $500,000 a year. We got it up to $1 million a year. And this is the plumbing company itself. But we started growing so big on social media, I had to decide which way to go. Do I not do so much on social media and keep doing more in the plumbing company to try to get it to grow? Do I slow down the plumbing company and focus more on social media? But the good thing is we were growing so big on social media, I knew which way to go. So I ended up selling the company. But one thing I learned from one of my first coaches, Michael Gerber, is I retained part ownership of that company. So I sold that company again 2 years later, which was last December. I sold part of it because the people that bought me out, we sold to a big VC group. And right now we're in negotiations for me to sell the small percentage that I still own because I want to focus more on social media. I want to do other things. So anybody here that wants to grow their business, no matter what business you're in, understand that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And if you're not on it, your competition is getting found. Someone else is getting found. And it's so easy to do to just get in and get started, but get in, learn what it is that it takes to grow on the platform, that it takes to do the platform right, and then be consistent at it. And you can do this and you can literally change the trajectory of your business. You can change the trajectory. You can change the trajectory of your life. In the past year, I've been flown to New York to be on the Today Show. I've been flown to New York to be with Chris Cuomo and Mike Rowe on Chris Cuomo's show. And I got invited to go be on Dr. Phil to talk about the trades. So anything that you do to help grow your business, to grow your brand, to grow you, can change your life. And it literally started with me just learning how to do YouTube. And it really does. The payoff is phenomenal.
Oh, what so powerful and so motivating. People just need to take action, right? I mean, anyone can do it. You could just have to take action, and it's a mindset thing, right? We're standing in our own way when it comes to these things, but you have done a phenomenal job. So I really have to give you hats off, because when you speak, it's really like commanding and compelling, and people want to listen to you. So you are like extra special, Roger. I just have to give it to you. But I don't know, what's your take on YouTube, San, and your experience with all of this?
Yeah, I just started actually like a few months ago, and there was some growing pain. But I completely agree with what Roger was saying. I've been pretty consistent lately. It didn't start out that way, but like now I kind of like figured out a formula that worked for me, and I started seeing more growth in my channel, and started like even getting leads from my YouTube videos. So yeah, I think it's a game changer. I'm always on YouTube, like even if I'm like just like hanging out on my couch, like I'm watching YouTube videos. So like people are watching, people are on it. So you might as well create content on it.
Totally. And I'm so glad, Roger, you mentioned how big YouTube is, because I talk about LinkedIn all the time, but let's be real. Like LinkedIn just celebrated 1 million users back in August, I believe it was. I'm sorry, 1 billion. I said 1 million, 1 billion users. And so there are 2 billion, or I'm probably getting my numbers wrong. I need to go back and check my stats. 2 million viewers a day on YouTube. Like that's a day. So LinkedIn's issue was there's like only a small percentage of those users are actually posting and engaging, but YouTube has people coming on every day and consuming content. Like I was telling you about how my husband is familiar with your content, Roger, and he'll literally, like, we don't have cable. He'll watch YouTube videos. Like there's another, I don't watch TV really, so but like he'll sit down and he'll watch plumbing, he'll watch some other guy who like makes these like sword things. I don't know, like some like old school ironing. He's just like into those like weird building. He's an engineer. But just super nerdy. But a lot of people are doing that. They're consuming content on YouTube these days. And yeah, we nerd out about LinkedIn, but really there's huge audience and huge value on YouTube. But let's move into the second topic, which we've got YouTube. We need to promote, like San, you even said, like, you're the AI and automation guru, but even 5 months ago, you started posting on YouTube yourself. But we should have a little mixture, right, of things, so we're not being taken advantage of, like you were talking about, Roger, someone charging you and ruining your marketing. But yeah, these marketing agencies, I was a CMO. We would like pay thousands of dollars for a website, like well over 5 figures. Like it was ridiculous the amount of money that marketing agencies will charge. And that's why I love High Level, because it makes you just like this nimble, like swift knife I work with SaaS startups. So it's just like, we don't have to charge an arm and a leg to help people grow. But selling AI automations to local businesses is got to be its own little bit of its own challenge, right? Because I am imagining small mom and pop shops who might be like at restaurants pulling tickets with paper, even, like you got to get them like getting digital first of all. And then to talk about AI, little like, whoa, we don't want robots running our company. Like, how do you sell that? Can you talk to us about selling AI automation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the market is still trying to define exactly what that looks like. Like, years back, people would say like, you should sell Facebook ads or you should sell chatbots, right? But, the way that I like to define it is what you're really doing is you're solving problems. You're solving a specific problem for a business. So it could be a local business. It could also just be an online business. But what you're wanting to do is create systems that uses AI and automation. And the way to do that is, first, you should build it out yourself, and that would solve a problem. So, I resonate with what Roger was saying, because like I have seen other marketers kind of like, push like specific solutions to small businesses, even if they don't need it, because they're just like, hey, you need this, like, we're going to do this for you. It's going to be, $50,000, $60,000. Like it's like, it doesn't make sense, right? For small businesses to get a solution just because like a marketing agency thought that they need it, right? It should be like based off of a bottleneck that they're having, or like a pain point that they're having in their business. So, what I tell my student is don't sell like a solution that people don't need, right? So first start out with like identifying a specific problem that a market is having. Ideally it should be something that you're familiar with. So, you could start an agency around content creation, right? A lot of businesses need to market, right? And so they could create content, and you can definitely use AI right nowadays, like ChatGPT. You can create social media posts now. You can create images. So like you could start a content agency, and you could leverage AI and automation to do that. And it's solving a very specific problem for a business. Now, does all businesses need that service? Probably not, right? So you only want to identify folks that would need it, that could use that solution to grow their business. So for me, like my strength is in building automation systems, right? So things like nurturing sequences for email and SMS, right? Setting up sales funnels. That's like where I shine the most. And so like for me, it's about like making sure that process, that system is well defined, well oiled up, so that when I'm pitching it to my clients, they see the value, and they see how it would help, either solve a problem or grow their business. So, you don't want to be selling just one solution, especially with high level. There are so many different tools inside of the software. So what you want to be doing is just choosing a few features that you can really master in. And then from there, you want to just package it up and then find businesses that could use a service. So, that's how I like to teach my students.
I love that. And I see you nodding, Roger. What's your take on all of this?
Look, I love this. I am studying AI. One thing that, and look, this is one of my favorite things about Go High Level is all the automation.
Yep.
As a trades company owner, we don't even understand it. We're like, look, if somebody's going to send a message, that means I got to do it. And I used to have this thing: if it is to be, it's up to me. The most popular 10-word, 20-letter statement in the world. If it is to be, it's up to me. And that's the way business runs when you're a trades company owner, when you're a one-man chucking a truck plumbing company, or even as you're growing, you don't have the money to do all these other things that need to be done. And what I love about what Son's talking about is, you can automate everything. AI can literally do the work for you. I love that Go High Level has implemented so many different things. And I'm looking at his course on how to start an AI automation agency. And I'm like, this is next level stuff. This is, and one thing, and I'll mention him later. A guy that I'm gonna tell you all about is somebody that I think everybody should follow. One of the big things that I hear him say all the time is, look, the AI that we see today is the worst it's ever going to be. So learn AI now. Learn how to use it better than anybody else. Not even anybody else. Learn how to use it better than your competition. Because if you can learn to use AI now better than your competition, you're going to be so much further ahead by the time they finally get on board. They're going to be like, I don't know what to do. I can never catch up to Roger, or never catch up to Son, or never catch up to anybody else. So I love this, Jessie. This is phenomenal. Son, I'm glad that I'm in here with you, because I get excited about this stuff, if you can't tell.
Oh, I know, right? It is super exciting. I love how fast we can generate content. Like literally was on here last week and helped someone make a website in 1 hour. Like
so
people
cool.
would spend like months
So cool.
working on websites before, it's wild.
And Jessie, I want you to think about that. You said you helped somebody build a website in an hour.
I built it for myself.
Right before I started my plumbing company, I reached out to a big company, and if you want me to say the name, I will. They told me it would be $35,000 to build a 5-page website.
Oh,
That was 6 years ago.
wow.
That is crazy. A company I told them, I said, look, I'm not even in business yet. They said, well, that's what it's going to cost you for your first website.
Sheesh. Man.
I didn't do it, needless to say.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because like I think back in the days it might make sense because you can compare it to like, you know, oh, if you start a business, like there's investment, you know, you have to put up money up front to start a business. So like, you know, $10,000 like that's part of starting a business. But nowadays, because of technology and, you know, automation, AI, like you can really just like do everything
Business.
for a couple, you know, sometimes free. Like, you know, you can start with $0 or a couple $100 if anything, if you want to hire someone. So
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really a new day. And that's a good point, Roger, about like really learning it now, because it's the easiest it's going to be now. It's going to get more complex. So you better like get in now, start learning it. And that's something, you know, a tradesperson would say, you know, is always learning, right? You got to stay up to date on these things. I love that. But okay, we've got to move into really quick message from Cherry Assistant, as well as just talking about high level a little bit more in depth. But before we do, if people here put hashtag revenue into the comments, they're entering to win a prize from both of you. And I said I would give you an opportunity to explain it. So San, we'll start with you. Could you tell us a little bit about your course?
Yeah, sure. So I run a school community that focuses on teaching folks on AI and automation. So you could be a business owner, or you could be just someone who's looking to make recurring income on the side. And basically the purpose is for you to start a service-based business online. And what you're going to be doing in the course is building out a system that solves a specific problem, like I mentioned earlier. And then this system would be the thing that you're essentially demoing. So like, I don't teach people to like pitch things or like sell things, because it's like, it's just better to just show the thing that you've built. So, you know, part of this is building on high level, and a lot of it can be like drag and drop. So you don't really need any like coding background or like any kind of technical experience. And once you have this system built, I teach folks how to reach out to small businesses that they want to work with, and then show them the thing that they built. So the course is really around you know, learning a specific skill set in building systems, you know, that uses AI and automation, but also at the same time reaching out to businesses that could use that system. And then if they do like that, you know, you can charge them $300 to $500 every single month. And that's how you know, if you just get a few clients, that's, you know, a way that for you to replace your current income potentially, and then you can do this full time. So that's the course.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. So put hashtag revenue to enter to win and learn how San is doing it. And then we have your guide to 5 things you can do on YouTube. Tell us a little bit about that, Roger.
And look, I don't want to give away all the secrets, but YouTube is easy to do. It really is. And it's like San's talking about AI. Look at his course, how to start an AI automation agency. I was talking about spending $35,000 just on a website. And here he's talking, look, I can teach you how to start an agency on what is going to be the future of every business, every marketing agency, everything. So I want to go into just a little bit of detail. If you know what to do on YouTube, if you know what to talk about, and I'll give you one of the big ones is they ask, you answer. And that is something that I learned about a long time ago from a speaker at Social Media Marketing World, Marcus Sheridan. And he talks about, look, when people have questions, you need to be the one who answers them. And if you think about it, about YouTube being the second largest search engine in the world, and it's owned by the largest search engine in the world, you want to be the person answering questions people ask. So one of the biggest tips I can give anybody, and we talk about it in my 5 things you can do on YouTube, but one of them is answer questions people are asking. So my top performing video, how to stop a running toilet. How many times do you think people are searching that? Every single day. If you can be the person that answers questions for people on YouTube, again, guys, the second largest search engine in the world, you can grow amazingly. So we put together a deal to teach people, because everybody tells me, I don't even know what I would do on YouTube. Really? Well, I can give you a list of 5 things that you can start immediately. So we put it together, a guide, 5 things you can do on YouTube. And I got to tell you, it's pretty good.
Well, I can't wait to go through it. I mean, of course, I've got to learn. Andrew Brown, he just put in hashtag revenue. Everyone else watching, put in hashtag revenue. These are some great prizes. And Roger, but pre-show you mentioned that you'd be throwing something in. Would you like to share that here?
So when I invite people in for my podcast, and Jessica, I actually want to get your address too, because I want to send you one. But people see me drink out of my little tumbler here. We have these tumblers custom made, and everybody who comes on my show for a podcast, we give them a tumbler. I'm probably different than any plumber in the world. I've got a 43-page brand book, and we've got swag. We've got wristbands, the little silicone wristbands I wear right here. We've got the tumblers that we have custom made. We've got pins that we have made for people's lapels and badges and stuff like that. We've got stickers. I think we're out of magnets, but I've had magnets made. I believe in giving back to the community. And every time I go to shows, people, they're like, oh my gosh, can I take a picture? Can I do this? And I'm like, man, look, I'm going to give you a swag bag. So we're going to give away a swag bag to one of your viewers today. So whenever you do the drawing, you put the information in. We're going to give them a tumbler. We're going to give them a complete swag bag. So we're going to have fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Miss Brittany, I just saw in her. She says, I love my Roger tumbler. I gave her one at the High Level Summit. So it's a pretty cool deal.
That's awesome.
I would love one too. Can I enter it?
Well, Tam, me and you need to talk, because I want to talk to you about AI automation. I spoke at a conference last week called RiskOn. It's a new product out there called Ask ROI, and it's an amazing AI platform that literally you can get in, man, relatively cheap. And they've got it set up where once you sign up with them, and I think it's $15 a month, you have access to ChatGPT. You have access to 10 other AIs that are tied into it. And the good thing that I liked about this, and I wanted to ask you about it, is it's a closed AI. So it's not open. So if I upload my spreadsheet or all my documentation that I use for YouTube to gather information, nobody else has access to my thing. So I personally, and sorry, Jessie, I just wanted to ask you, Son, about open AI versus closed AI and what your thoughts are.
And when you say open AI, are you talking about the company or just the concept of where you're using these different models and you're using their web browser to get answers from them and then feeding them data?
No, I love that question. I don't mean the company itself. The company's called Ask ROI, and you can look at it. But if I upload my spreadsheet to ChatGPT and say, hey, tell me what I'm doing wrong, y'all can go in and find my spreadsheet. You can go in and find any information I upload to it. Ask ROI is a closed GPT. So when I put my information in there, you can't get to it, but I can tell Ask ROI, hey, will you reach outside of the closed AI? Give me the information I'm looking for. And I can even say, can you also search the website to help me find the information I'm looking for? But my private information never gets to anybody else. So when I first heard that, I thought, oh my God, that's amazing. Because I've always been afraid to put information in.
Yeah. So the way that I could relate to that is I used to work in government contracting. And so we work with, with my consulting firm, we work with multiple federal agencies. And a lot of their data is closed. You have like closed servers that we work with to build out their enterprise infrastructure. And so, if that's something that you can do, I would definitely recommend it. However, it used to be that if you were to have some kind of like closed infrastructure, it's very costly. You'd have to pay, server costs, a lot of like cloud costs, things like that. But if the tool that you're saying is a closed AI, it has that AI capability where you're not sending out information to the web, then and it's affordable, I would recommend it. Of course, like, nowadays privacy is like very, very low right now. So, whatever you can do to protect your own data, right?
You bet.
So I definitely would be checking it out.
I fell in love with the product, and to see the demonstration, the lady who did the demonstration on stage literally took an RFP spec book, uploaded it, and then went through and said, "Hey, help me write the specs for this government contract." And it literally went through and said, "Here's what all you need." It was phenomenal.
Yeah, you gotta love AI, and I haven't heard of closed AI, so that's really interesting. I'm definitely looking that up. Everyone else, I'm sure, is probably like searching it too. Like,
I fell in love with it, and the cool thing is, it's $15 a month, and you have access to full Chat GPT, which is $20 a month.
That is, now you're speaking my language.
That's a
now
no-brainer,
now
right?
you're saving money.
See?
And saving
There we
data.
go.
Let's go. Thanks, Roger.
You're welcome.
So, like, speaking of efficiencies, have either of you worked with VAs in the past or now? Yeah, San's answering. Yeah. So virtual assistants, Cherry Assistant is a virtual assistant service. DJ Kim, and he owns it. And they were also the owners of Data Ghost, who were previous sponsors of Wednesday. And they got acquired. And then they came back and they're like, we want to do it again. And it's awesome. Love having Cherry Assistant as sponsors because then I get to work with their VAs. And they not only power my marketing, but they also help power my clients' marketing. So we've got VAs who are helping with video editing, social posting, high level, all the things. So, if you're looking for a VA, what's really great about Cherry Assistant is DJ Kim being like the tech savvy. He's really like smart with like business, but he has sold like 4 businesses in 1 year. And he's not even 30, so it's pretty incredible. He's just on a roll, but what he's done is created a system that helps align what you need with someone in the world who's looking to help you with that service and who can work during the hours, like all the requirements you have. So definitely check out Cherry Assistant. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them, but just check out this quick video.
This is Mike, also known as Clean with Mike on Twitter. Mike hired a virtual assistant from Cherry Assistant about 2 years ago. Now he has a $50K per month business fully managed by a remote operator in South Africa. His VA from South Africa does the following: closing inbound leads on the phone, Yelp and Google and Facebook, manages his CRM and Go High Level, deals with rescheduling, cancellations, any issues, hires and manages the cleaners, and sends them daily reports and updates. Mike has a fully cash flowing business managed by a remote operator for only $8 an hour. You can also hire a US equivalent worker in the Philippines, South Africa, Latin America for a fraction of the cost with Cherry Assistant. Be like Mike and grow your business with offshore staff.
So you can see a little bit there in their menu, like what they do, some of the services. You can go back and pause that. But it's been really helpful for me. I've really enjoyed it. And I really appreciate all the help I get from Cherry Assistant. So for all the VAs tuning in, like, thank you for your help. I'll be getting some help editing these clips afterwards. And I couldn't be more grateful. But also, like, high level, it powers my business. So I have a coaching program similar to you, San, and I have the SaaS model signed up. So people in my coaching program, they're getting on high level. But then also I'm trying to I love the new eject function with high level where you can build on my SaaS, but we can eject you and you can build your own SaaS and then you can become an affiliate, because that's really my goal. I don't want to like have your data on app.reveting.com, which is my white labeled version of high level. I want you to own it. Plus I get 40% of it if you sign up with my affiliate link anyway. So you're still helping me, you know what I mean? But like, it's just so easy. And I would love to hear from both of you, like, since you use High Level, like, what is your favorite thing about it? Like, there's so many things we could say about it, but for you, like, in your industry and in your world, what's the real value prop for you, Roger?
Mine, I got to tell you, as a tradesperson, and I've been shooting a lot of videos for it here lately because I think this is something tradespeople need. But two of the most important things. Number one is a textable phone number. If you'll go in and put in your new set phone number that people can text. Look, I'm 61 years old. I text more than I call people now. So if I'm doing it, I know that my customers are doing it. And most plumbing companies, electrical companies, HVAC companies, most businesses don't have a textable phone number. And then the other one is the text back. So if I miss a phone call, if I'm a chuck in a truck, if I'm a one-man plumbing company and I'm out in the field, I'm under a house, I'm working, and all of a sudden my phone's ringing and I'm holding plumbing above my head trying to connect it, I don't have time to answer my phone. But with automatic text back, I can have my automation set up and say, hey, this is Roger. Look, I'm sorry I'm in the middle of a job right now, but I don't want to miss out from talking to you. What kind of problem are you having, or what can I help you with? And to me, Jessie, I think those are two of the most amazing things about it that I love. But then I get into me being on social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, the way to set all that up and tie it in. I love everything about it. And plumbers, electricians, HVAC techs, they don't have anything like this. Most businesses don't. But I get to be the guy to introduce tradespeople to it. So I'm in love with it. I just think it's phenomenal.
That's awesome. Yeah, the text messaging thing is huge. And the text back is, I can see where that'd be really incredible, especially if you're that chuck in the truck. I've never heard that saying before, but you got to love it. But, you know, we all start somewhere, like one-man show, basically, right? We need these tools to help us stay competitive. And sometimes you'll be more competitive than the other local businesses. But what about you, San? Like, for you, like, what's the real value for you and your clients?
Yeah. So I've tried like hundreds and thousands of tools. I'm just a nerd when it comes to like getting on different softwares and then just seeing what they do. And one thing that really stands out with High Level, and they weren't always this way, because I started when they were just starting to, pick up steam, and I was like, I don't know if they're ready yet, but I think they did something that really like helped get more users, and I think that was just focusing on the development of it. And they have this development team that is just phenomenal. They, whenever someone requests a feature that is like a very specific functionality for a very specific niche, and someone just like posts a Facebook post in the group, the team would just gets on it and they're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Like, let's implement it. And then that feature is live like the next week, right? So I've never seen a community so engaged when it comes to like developing features that the community wants. And I think, so my experience has always been with consulting. We build enterprise level systems for large companies. And so we work with platforms like Oracle, Salesforce, right? And there's so much you could do to customize those systems, but it takes so much manpower. And so these consulting firms are able to charge millions of dollars to implement a system like that. With High Level, they're a lot closer to like focusing on small businesses. And so what they're focusing on are very specific for small businesses and the types of like use cases that small businesses have. And so like for any small business, that's why I would recommend High Level. There's a lot of features that they're rolling out like every single week. And, it could get overwhelming, but like overall, like it's just super, super intuitive. So that's my favorite part. It's just like the development cycle within the team.
I feel the same way. If I can do it, anyone can do it, right? It's just
Yeah.
like it's so easy to use and it's fun to use because it is easy to use
It
and
is.
anyone can do it. Like honestly, like yes, I sell it as a service and I've created an agency with it too. And what we use really is the scheduling tool. So like that's one of my biggest videos on TikTok and it's got like 500,000 views, maybe not 500,000 subscribers, but that video was just showing how to schedule a post across channels. Like so simple, right? But high levels socials, I've used all of them. I've been in marketing for a while. I've used Hootsuite, Buffer, all the tools. But high levels literally has more tools like where like with the TikTok scheduler, you're able to put the branded content little mark in there and things that you can't do on some of the other schedulers. So like not only is it competing with some of these like big names, but like it also has more capabilities and more value. And I help my clients schedule their posts not only on LinkedIn, but across social channels. They now have YouTube on high level you can post to. And Pinterest is popping up now too. So you can schedule all your posts and manage it in one area. I was just showing my group coaching group yesterday, my calendar, my social posting calendar. All I do is I pull up my calendar. Boom, look, y'all. Look at what my VAs help me fill up in high level. My December posts are done. I'm not living this post a day a life, where I'm like, every day I got to make my daily post. Yeah, if I want to make a post that day, like today, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video and I'm going to post it about Roger and Son talking about how amazing they are. And it's going to be great. And so I just did. But, for the most part, I have a post every day for the rest of the month across channels if I do anything else or not.
Okay,
So,
now wait a minute, Jessie. Jessie, you said you're in Ohio. Did you just say, "Hey, y'all"?
I like y'all because
You're
I feel
speaking
like
my
it's
language,
more
girl.
inclusive. It's more inclusive because here we say you guys, and I'm like, I'm not a guy. And I run a women's community, and if I
I
say,
love
hey,
it.
you
Hey,
guys,
y'all.
so I say, so y'all is you and all. So, if I'm being formal, I'll say you all. But y'all is just easier, and it's just I don't know, more relatable.
I love it. I
I like
love
that.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I've adopted it. I get asked that here too. My mom's like, "Why are you saying y'all?" I'm like, "It's more inclusive, mom. You rather than you guys."
I love it.
I want to know in the comments, do you say y'all or do you say you guys? Or what else do people say around the world? What about you, Son? What do you use?
I do say y'all a lot too.
Yeah, it's just easier.
Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue.
So like, hey you or hey you all. But yeah, so anyway, we got 7 more minutes. I don't know if we're gonna be able to cover both topics, but let's see if we can do a little blend of them. We've got starting a YouTube channel, capturing quality leads. So once we start creating content, Roger, how do we actually monetize it and bring in real dollars and leads?
And I'll make this one quick, but this is one thing that no matter what social platform you're on, you need to learn this. Set up a lead capture. And I love Go High Level because they've got that already built in. This is something that somebody asked me about a year ago. They said, Roger, what do you wish that you would have done in the beginning? And I did not do any type lead capture. I didn't ask for people's information. So this is one big one. Whether you start YouTube today, tomorrow, next month, next year, or any other social media platform, have a way in there to gather people's information. Come up with a great giveaway, and Go High Level's got amazing things that you can do, but capture their information. That helps you build your email list. One of the very first speakers that I heard said an email address should be worth about $5 a year, because if you've got 1,000 people that you have email addresses, you should be able to make $5,000 a year off that. If you've got 1 million, guess what? You should be able to make 5 million a year. So lead capture to me is one of the biggest things I wish I'd have done in the beginning, and I'm trying to get better at it now.
And High Level will help you get better at that.
Yes, it will.
Because, we don't own our audiences on these platforms. I learned that the hard way. I think I told you at the summit, I got kicked off of LinkedIn. They're like, they're doing this to a lot of different people, but I haven't heard about it as recently, but in the summer, there were a lot of people who were like, just like shut down for a week. And you're like, what happened? And it's like, oh, you have a Chrome extension or just like something weird. Right. But yeah, it's just a really good reminder that I was like, dang, I'm glad I have my email list. Cause the really great thing I love about LinkedIn Live is whether people show up or not when they register, which before we started, we had 230 people registered. It'll probably be more when I look at it. I got all of y'all's emails. And some of you even opted into marketing, whether you showed up or not. So we've captured all of that data. So I've been able to grow my email list from the show. But yeah, such a great point is just building your data. I'm sure you feel the same way as an AI and automation specialist, because what powers AI? The data is the gasoline that runs the AI machine, right?
100%. And yeah, like I think it goes hand in hand, because you have, YouTube is like a way to get attention, right? To drive traffic, but you need that traffic to go somewhere, right? So if you have a mechanism where you're getting their information and then leading them down a funnel, right? Or value ladder, that's ultimately like how you're giving them more value because they voluntarily opted in, right? You're not like going up to them and be like, hey, like, do you want this thing that I'm selling you? Like, no, it's like you're helping them in some way by making content, and people come to you willingly, and then they're saying, hey, I want to learn more about what you do and more about how you can potentially help me, right, with my situation. So it only makes sense for you to be like, okay, yeah, give me your information and I'll send you, the things that, that could help you.
Yeah. And own your own data and not let the social platforms own it. But the social platforms, they have their purpose. And with that, just really a few minutes on smart tactics, reaching businesses with easy marketing demo. Do you have like 1 minute on a marketing demo? Because man, who wants to sit through a marketing demo?
Yeah, exactly. So what I tell my students is don't try to pitch things. Like if you just understand that showing is better than selling, then you would know that. And I think like this is, I think Roger, I think we're meant to be on this show right now, because if you can just show people what you've built and put that on YouTube, then you're going to have people who are looking for that. And then they're going to come to you and be like, hey, I'm actually doing this and I like what you have. Can you tell me more? Right. And so when you do get on a call with them, I mean, you've already pretty much like pre-sold them, right? They know what you can do. They know what you're capable of. Now it's just a matter of like, okay, like how can you do this for my business, or for, for solving a problem that I have in my business, right? And so, yeah, like I've only started YouTube recently, but like my whole thing is just, I used to create videos where it's just me talking the entire time, and now I'm like, oh man, I don't really want to just talk in front of a camera with a talking head video the whole entire time. I want to show them stuff. So I started like mixing, like, okay, in the beginning I'll talk, tell them what they're getting from the video, and then I start sharing my screen and I started showing them how to build stuff.
Roger's great at that. It's so interactive watching Roger. He's got, little trinkets in his hands and pipes or things he's talking about. Like
it's easier to just show like, hey, here's the thing, you don't have to always like
just looking straight at the camera, which people don't like, especially Gen Z. There's a whole, I've learned this week, like people want, you're like to record like looking off to the side or like looking like this, like with your nose, you know what I mean? It's like crazy. Yeah. Roger. But we got to do the guru of the week. Ooh. I'm going to pull myself out of the screen. Roger and San, who do you follow? So if you're inspired by these people, who's your guru that you think everyone else should go follow on LinkedIn?
San, go ahead. I'll let you go first on this one.
Sure, yeah. So the guy that you guys all should follow, his name is Ravi Avubala. So he's considered a systems guy. So he basically teaches people how to systemize everything, with business, with life. And, it just resonates with me, because for me, it's like, if I don't have systems for things, it just feels chaotic. And so what he does is he teaches people how to create systems that just makes things easy for their businesses. And then he also have systems for even like just like running your own life. And like it's just he like the way that he explained things, even though like it could be super technical when it comes to like building automations or building systems, he makes it so much easier, like the way that he explained things. So definitely recommend following him.
Yeah, and I love that. The two that I got, and number one is, and I've had a lot of different speaking coaches. And at the conference where I learned about YouTube, I also learned about speaking. And I've had multiple speaking coaches since then. But the one that's really helped me the most is a guy named Bill Walsh. And his LinkedIn page is Bill Walsh 360. But then there's another one I'm going to throw in, and really, son, this is for you, but it's Milton Todd Alt, A-U-L-T the third. He's the guy that owns Ask ROI. He's the one that put on this Risk-On conference I spoke at in Vegas last week, or the week before. But he came up with this closed AI system, and it's just been phenomenal. So I wanted to tell both people about those, because if you want to grow a business, you want to do things right, Bill Walsh has been great for me. His son, Austin, is getting into Go High Level. Once he saw what I was doing, he's like, look, I want to learn more about this. And then Milton Todd Alt is phenomenal when it comes to ROI. I mean, when it comes to AI. And he literally looks at it, how can I help you invest in AI and help it make you make money? And that's where the Ask ROI comes from. So it really is. It's been really good for me. But those are two people that I think are just, they've made a big difference in my life here lately. So I wanted to share that with everybody.
Thank you both so much for sharing who inspires you. That because now we're all going to go follow them and hopefully get inspired as well. Like that's how we all learn, right? But one last thing before we go, really two. We have to give away the prizes, and I believe it's Andrew. Andrew, you are the winner of the headset and of the revenue prize. He is who was entering first, so you got it, Andrew. Way to go.
Way to go, brother.
We're going to, if you're watching still, Andrew, you can go to reveting.com/win and give us your details, and we'll send you all the information and connect you with both of these fine gentlemen. And then also, I want the audience to know exactly who it is you serve, what problems you solve for them, and if they could potentially be that person that you could help, how could they reach out to you? We'll start with you, San.
So if you are someone who might be, running a business, or even if you're just working, a full-time job, but you're looking to build something that is long lasting, that is going to give you more freedom and flexibility, I think my program might be for you. Now, of course, my program focuses on AI and automation. And, like we were talking about, if you don't get ahead right now, you are going to fall behind especially with the fast pace that AI is running. So you might as well learn it right now and just take advantage of it, because it's such a blue ocean. And, you don't even have to sell it to other businesses. You can just use it for yourself to run your own business. Right. But like, it's definitely a skill set that I recommend everyone to develop as soon as possible. So that's who I like to help. I hope that, was there another question? I don't know.
No, that was it. And how can people reach you?
You can reach me on either my YouTube or Instagram channel at San Aung Official. So it's SANAUNG, and then the word official.
Awesome. And how about you, Roger?
My thing is that I started branding myself as America's intensive influencer. People that see me see how passionate I am. They see how intense I am and how focused I am. And I took a plumbing company that was struggling and literally turned it into two major businesses. I grew the plumbing company big enough that I was able to sell it and do very well with it. But I also built a social media marketing agency, and now I teach people how to do the same thing. So learn what you can do to serve people. That's what I do. If I'm a plumber and I can learn how to not use marketing, but learn how to use social media to grow a brand, to grow a community, to grow the trades industry. You know, there's 1 million unfilled trades jobs today. When I was on Dr. Phil, he said in the next 3 years, it's going to be 4 or 5 million unfilled trades jobs. So understand that if I can do this, and I'm Roger Wakefield, I'm just a plumber, anybody can do this. All you've got to do is learn how to do it, be consistent at it. I love what Sean's talking about learning how to automate things. That's something I wish I learned more about. So I promise you, I'm going to be checking him out. So learn how to automate as much as you can, but learn how to build communities, learn how to communicate with people. And one thing he talked about earlier that I did in the beginning, all I did was bring value. I didn't pitch. I didn't try to sell anything. And people used to tell me, Roger, you don't even have a call to action. Well, no, but there's a banner over my shoulder in my early videos that has my website, that has my phone number, and that helped my company grow. But always bring value to people, and they'll always be there to help you.
I love that. Giving, right? And it's like just about business is just about giving back and really helping people, right? And solving a problem. And that's so beautifully put. Thank you so much, Roger. If people wanted to do business with you, how could they reach out to you?
Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on YouTube. Right. If you've never searched plumbing on YouTube, go to YouTube and search plumbing. And that's all you have to do. Scroll down till you see the mustache. And I've got an easy way. If anybody wants to get information, they can text the word YouTube to 26786. And I'll send out a little questionnaire, ask them a couple of questions, but text the word YouTube to 26786. It's that easy.
Yes. Like I said, my husband searched plumbing, probably something more specific like bathtub plumbing. And he got your video. He knew you. And and he doesn't usually know a lot of the guests I'm bringing on this show. So, appreciate everything you've done to educate my husband on plumbing and also the rest of the world on plumbing, because it's something that we all need. But also, Sam, thank you for inspiring us with AI and automation, because we really do need it. And High Level is the best tool. I love it.
Yes,
I need to build out more. But thank you all for attending. And until next week, we have 2 episodes next week. And in 2025, we're going daytime, but we're going to practice daytime starting next week with 2 episodes. We've got Lori Richardson and Daniel Smedgy. So we're going to be talking about some really interesting topics with sales and marketing. Lori Richardson has a women's sales community that goes way back. We all have a lot to learn from her. And Daniel has helped the last 3 SaaS companies he's worked for grow by 300%. Literally, when he joins, they grow by 300%. And guess what? He does community. He goes into these SaaS companies and he just builds a community, and he gets all the users and the workers talking to each other. And then in the evening, we're going to be focused on High Level. More people I met at the High Level Summit. Sorry, I'm covering you up there. But Jasper, he goes out and he does things for free. He'll go to a cookie company that's local and he'll fix their website and help them compete with these major businesses. And then he just uses that as his marketing, and it works. He's a High Level affiliate as well. And then Jamal Brown, met him at the High Level Summit too. And he's just north of me up here in Michigan. So we will be probably talking about y'all when I mention it next week too. And he'll be confused. But yeah, I've just gotten used to saying it. You got to learn how to communicate with your audience, like you said. But thank you both for attending, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.